This video will show the specific nuances that teams need to be aware of when driving the KitBot on the field. The KitBot for the 2026 season is capable of completing the following actions. Driving around the field using a differential drivetrain, also commonly referred to as tank, geared for a top achievable speed of about 12.7 feet per second or 3.87 meters per second. Traversing over the bump and under the trench. Preloading 8 fuel for use in auto. Scoring fuel into the hub from a short distance away. Collecting fuel from the outpost and the floor. Holding 10 to 15 fuel at a time. Passing fuel to partners by launching or reversing the floor intake. Playing defense. Let's start with the autonomous mode. In the pre-provided code, the KitBot backs up slightly before scoring the preloaded fuel. Teams can and should consider adding additional auto routines, such as collecting other pre-staged fuel in the alliance zone, or going to the neutral zone to collect more fuel. By angling the robot, the KitBot can be moved off-center and still score an auto to allow space for other robots. This KitBot can pick up fuel off the ground. It's recommended that once you start intaking that you don't stop while the fuel is in the process of coming into your robot. The fuel may get stuck if you stop pressing the intake button. If a fuel gets jammed, jostle the robot a little to help unjam the fuel. Now let's talk about the outpost. The KitBot is designed to be able to pick up fuel off the floor, so teams are not required to use the outpost, but some teams may want to if the outpost has fuel available. To use the outpost successfully, it is recommended to make sure the robot is flush up against the wall. If you are not properly aligned, the fuel may not fall into the hopper. It is also worth noting that the outpost is wider than the KitBot, so it's not quite possible to catch all the fuel as they are dropped. Let's move on to the hub. The easiest location for teams to score from is right up in front of the hub, as drivers will have the best view for scoring. While teams can score from further, you might want some practice or a camera to help navigate any obstructed views. If lining up with your bumpers against the hub, look out for the point of the goal funnel. You may want to line up slightly off center or back up from the hub slightly. If you are not properly aligned, the fuel may not go into the hub. When driving around the field, the KitBot can drive over the bump or under the trench. Teams should be careful when going over the bump when other robots are around or when fuel is close to the bump, as there is a chance of getting stuck. The KitBot can also drive easily under the trench. If teams make any modifications, be sure to take into account the height limit on the trench if you want to continue to use that route. The unmodified KitBot cannot climb on the tower, but this is a perfect spot to spend some time adding additional mechanisms to try. It's important to be aware that the KitBot just barely fits between the tower uprights. Finally, as a reminder, the KitBot is designed so that teams can iterate and improve on the existing capabilities it has. We can't wait to see what teams come up with.